Hi folks, I decided to make a video on the Keurig 2.0 due to the fact that I bought this thing. Like everybody else knows, it only brews Keurig cups. It won't do anything else out of the box. So I saw a few videos on how to use some kind of a magnet. Putting a magnet right in this spot right here, and because I guess this is a magnet, this piece, and when it comes down it will activate something down in there that'll give you a full menu. But the magnets I bought I guess weren't strong enough. I'm trying to figure out how this thing does this. How does it know that it's licensed K-cup or whatever they call them, this Keurig cups. Like, I don't get it. So I cut the lid off of one of them and I put it on, and it worked. And sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. But the main reason I wanted to do this is this little guy right here. I've got a regular Keurig at home, and it works with this guy. And all it is a refillable cup. And we buy our own coffee and we grind our own, and just use this little cup. So I've had to find one that works on 2.0, and then I bought it and stuck it in there, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work. Another thing I tried was taking this big cup, because it came with these samples. So I said, well, I'll try one of these. So I put one of those in there, and it'll push that little dang magnet down there. Then I'll be able to throw this guy in here, and it'll work. But it doesn't. So putting this guy in here, getting this little cup, which I cut the bottom out of, left the top little ring on there because I thought maybe it was had some kind of strip in there or something it was reading, and then throwing this guy in here, and sometimes it would read it, sometimes it won't. It's reading it right now. You can see the full menus right there. Sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. I brew one, and then the next thing you know, I'd get the oops sign. See, now it's not reading it. And it's giving me just the 8-ounce cup, 10-ounce, 4-ounce. Let me turn it around the other way. Same thing. So if I take this out, and I put this guy in here, which it has to go sideways, and because of this little slot, it has to go down to get past that little needle, little piercing needle. Let me turn the light on here so you can see. It has to fit in there one way or the other, this way or this way. So then it read it, but it's not giving me the full menu. As you can see, I can only go to a 10-ounce cup, and that's it. So what I want to do is I want to get the full menu on this thing, so that I can, have my choice. What if I want to put a larger cup in there and brew a bigger cup of coffee? So here's what I did. I took one of those lids and I taped it to this. And that became a big pain in the butt because it wouldn't work sometimes. This thing doesn't work sometimes. So what I did was I looked up in here, and you can see that there's a round hole and a rectangular hole. In that rectangular hole, and it's on the left side in the back, there's a little, it's like a camera or something up in there. And when this thing comes down, it moves forward. And it hits about right here. I found that it hits about right there, and when it hits right there, it's this round thing on this cup that it's looking at, rather than the whole lid. And there's the whole menu. So why isn't it working when I put this in there? Why am I only getting this menu? Well, it's because it's covering it up. So I thought, well, maybe I can just use that, and I'll just, cut out a little groove on there, so it can see that. But then my lid won't shut. It'll take my little lid closer off of there. I don't want to do that. So I thought, well, what the heck is this thing? Seeing? Well, what I come up with is using a neon Sharpie, and I used a yellow one. And I made I guess it's a 1/2 inch by 3/4 inch piece of cardboard off of the Sharpie box or paper. Let's put a little piece of duct tape on the back of it for each side of it, and I colored it in with the yellow neon Sharpie. I don't think a regular Sharpie will work. I think it's got to be a fluorescent. Maybe any fluorescent color will work, but I had a yellow one, so I used yellow. And I just taped that thing up in here to cover that hole. That rectangular hole right there. You can see that's all I did. And now when I close the lid, ta-da! I get the whole menu. And it seems to want to heat it up more, maybe because it thinks that you're going to put a carafe in there, and maybe it needs more water for volume. But you can hit a carafe, cycle through that, or you can go to program number 2, which is a 14 ounce cup, 12, 14. You can hit strong. You can save it in your favorites. See if I can back out of here. Oh, there's 3. It's green, so I assume that's for decaffeinated, maybe. And that's 12 and 14. And there's no strong option. That is number 4. That's an 8 ounce and a 10 ounce and a 4 ounce, just like before we were getting. You can go strong, and you can put that in your favorites. This one says froth. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm not quite sure how that works. And number 6 goes to 8 and 10 ounce. 2, I'm not sure what the difference is. Maybe it's different temperatures. I'll have to try to research that a little bit and look that up. But it gives you the whole menu. It's ready to go. So see, it's blinking. Now if you go to the carafe one, it says insert carafe, and the light doesn't come on because it also has a sensor down in here for this little lip for the picks up the carafe. So evidently the carafe has maybe a magnet in it or something. I don't know. And there you go. Press a button and she's making coffee. There's not even anything in there right now. It's making water. But it thinks it's making coffee. Kept this around just to try it out, but I've made quite a few cups of coffee through this thing, and it works just with that little sensor. Covering it up with that neon. What I did was when I colored that neon piece of paper, I took some clear tape and I put over it in case the steam, you can see the steam coming off there, in case that steam you know, got on the paper and messed it up. That clear tape will help keep the paper dry. So there it is. Hope this helps. If it does, you know, share it. That's why I made the video, so everybody could see it. Share it away. Bye.